Home of the Brave, Chapter 46. The story I tell Hannah on the way home. So if you recall when we last left off, Hannah took Keck to a Safeway, a grocery store much like a Ralph's, and he got overwhelmed by the sight of all the food and he kind of freaked out and they had to leave. In our tent in the camp, a baby was dying. Flies teased her eyes and her arms hung like broken sticks. Her mother was not much older than I am. All day long, she whispered to the baby, "Drink, drink, drink." All day, all night. We couldn't sleep for the sound of it. But the baby had been hungry for too long, and the bottle went untouched. And after a while, the mother stopped rocking and went silent. When the baby died, she covered her child with a feed sack, and she said to no one. I told her to eat. Why wouldn't she eat? When I'm done with the story, I stare out the window at the sunless world. Hannah stares with me. This time, she's the one who cannot find any words. So I think what's happening here is he has entered a grocery store with an abundance of food, lots of food, and it's making him reflect on a time when he had very little food, when he was at the camp. Chapter 47, Library. Ms. Hernandez and Mr. Franklin take us to the school library twice a week. Lucky. It's filled with books on shelves, climbing to the ceiling like little buildings. Each book is like a door waiting to be unlocked. Today, I sit at a table, but I don't pick a book to read like everyone else in class. Today, I don't know why. It feels like the day at the grocery store. Today, I'm thinking of how my mother always wanted to learn to read, to own a book, to open one of these magical presents, to see what's inside. Oh, wow. She always wanted to own a book. I think we're really fortunate with all the books that we have access to. Ms. Hernandez shows me a book about cows. She asks me to find pictures of a cow like Gall, but I tell her I don't feel in a library mood today. That's okay, she says. I know how it goes. It's just so hard to choose, I add. There's so many books, and where I come from, there are hardly any. Ms. Hernandez nods. I felt that way a lot when I first came here. Once I went to the mall and ended up hiding in the corner of a clothing store. It was just too many lights, too many clothes, you know? And I still feel kind of funny at movies. Have you been to a movie yet? I shake my head. Not one of the big movies, but I did see a little one. On the flying boat. I went to a grocery store, though. I whisper the last word. Cry. Ms. Hernandez pats my hand. It's just too much sometimes, isn't it? When you had almost nothing, and when you know that many people still have so little. I don't know what to do with it all, I say. I kick at a chair leg. To have all this food and all these books and all this freedom, I feel sort of, I don't know the word, too lucky. It's a big gift, she agrees. I reach for the cow book. My father would have liked this book, I say. I'd like to hear about your family, Miss Hernandez says. I think for a minute. My father was a fine singer, I say. Tell me more, Miss Hernandez says, and I do. I wonder what type of teacher Miss Hernandez is. What do you guys think? Chapter 48, Going Up. Time passes, the kind they call weeks. I have little money from my job. I have to make myself believe that a crumbled piece of green paper means something, means anything. In my old world, it was easy. You could know a person's wealth by counting his cattle. Hannah and I take the bus to a giant store filled with many things to buy. I've promised her I will not get upset this time. I want to buy my aunt some new dishes. There are stores within stores here, and music and food. It's bright and big with toys and chairs, TV machines and t-shirts. What do you call such a place, I ask. The mall, Hannah replies. I follow her to a huge, shiny store. I've herded cattle for hundreds of miles with only the stars to guide me, but I'm certain I could never find my way out of this place. Hannah takes me to two magic silver staircases, one going up, one coming down. I watch as the stairs melt away and then reappear. It's just an escalator, she says. No big deal. Come on. I shake my head. They had these at the airport, but Dave let me take the stairs instead. Is there another way to climb? She laughs. Well, there's an elevator. That would be a better way, I think. Okay, but you got to promise me you'll try it next time. It's fun, Hannah says. So are elevators. The elevator is hiding near a row of puffy white coats, like clouds with arms. Hannah pushes a button. We wait. A bell rings, then the doors vanish. I follow her into the little room waiting for us. She pushes another button. Then zoom, up we fly. I think I felt my stomach downstairs, I say. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I left my stomach downstairs, I say. Hannah smiles. Told you it was fun. Chapter 49, Hearts. Hannah leads me to the shelves full of colorful dishes. I like some with many stripes, but she says I can't afford them. She picks out a small box of white ones. This should pretty much replace what you broke, Hannah says. I cradle the box gently in my arms, the way I would carry a newborn calf. On the way to the paying place, we pass many red sparkling cards and much candy. Some of it even chocolate. Valentine's Day is in a couple of days, Hannah explains. You give stuff to people you like. Plus, it happens to be my birthday. Hey, when's your birthday? I don't know, I admit. We don't have birthdays in the way that you do. But I know I was born at a time you call summer. Hannah looks confused by this news. It's hard for me to remember that she sometimes finds my ways as strange as I find hers. I must find you a gift, I say, after I pay you back the money I owe you for the bus and the washing. How much do I have left? No way, Hannah says. You're not spending your hard-earned money on yours truly. But it would make me very proud, I argue. And it's my duty as your friend. Oh, Keck sounds like a real good friend. Hannah grins out of one side of her mouth. A silly tilted smile, like a new moon rising. Ooh, what do you guys think? New moon. Okay. See the little box of heart candy? You can afford that. It must be chocolate, I say firmly. She scans the shelves. Here, she says at last. She hands me a shiny little heart. Perfect. We stand in a long line. When I give the lady my money for dishes and the heart, my own heart grows so big with pride. I fear it might pop open like a ripe seed pod. I earn this money, I tell her. I take care of a cow. It's a fine job. The lady smiles politely. If you say so, hun. Again, I'm learning that America people don't understand the wonder of a cow. Maybe if they had more cows on the TV machine, people would begin to feel as Gonwar and I do. You can have your dogs and cats, your gerbils and hamsters and sleek sparkling fish, but you will have lived just half a life if you never love a cow. Interesting.